Well, hello there. Day number 2, hike number 2, and we're off to a strong start. Conditions today are a little bit less favorable. Had some rain come through and it's still drizzling a bit, but the trail is a sloppy, wet mess. Speaking of trail, I am doing the Iron Hill Trail today up at Red Top Mountain State Park, and hope to get somewhere around 4 or 5 miles in today. If I'm feeling strong, maybe I'll do another trail here at the park and extend my distance, but we'll judge that based on conditions and how I'm feeling. So we'll check you down the trail. Give you a little view of what the trail is like here. The lake is nice and calm today. Water level is definitely down quite a bit, which I think that might be standard practice for the Corps of Engineers in the winter months. But lots of traffic out here. It's obviously a holiday extended weekend, and people are taking advantage of that to kick off their new year with hikes here in the local parks that we have available in North Georgia. So, nice view of the lake out here. Let's get past these few trees. Yeah, quiet even with the bit of traffic I've encountered. It's spread out nicely though, so it's not like it's constant people, and I'm able to enjoy nature a bit out here on the trail. All right, I'm still going along on the Iron Hill Trail here, but figured I'd take a few minutes to talk about a few things. There's obviously a big personal challenge that I've set for myself, and an obvious question people will ask is, why are you doing it? And there's, simple responses you get. I want to challenge myself, or I want to be healthier. It's more complicated than that, or not necessarily complicated, but there's more to it than that. Around the time that the pandemic started, and I found myself watching a lot of YouTube videos, I kind of got sucked into watching a lot of videos from the hiking community, general hiking, gear advice, trail advice, people documenting their through hikes of the AT or the PCT. Got to where I was subscribed to a couple of the more popular ones out there, and I just got more and more interested in the subject. And then as we got into 2021 and the most severe aspects of the pandemic were starting to alleviate themselves, I said, you could sit here and watch videos and enjoy them, or you could get out there and start doing some of these activities that you're finding an interest in yourself. And so I kind of bit the bullet, went and did a major shopping spree at REI, got a bunch of gear. I did research and whatnot, and I sought advice of associates at the stores, and not everything was REI, some was online purchase. And then I started getting out and doing some day hikes. Did manage to get an overnight trip out in that first year, and realized a lot of conditioning was needed to really get to where I wanted to be, enjoying the hikes the way I saw others enjoying them in the videos I watched. And so I just tried to step up my game a little bit, and I wasn't doing anything really organized with it, and I was getting out there, but I was also finding that I let life get in the way a lot of times, between whether it was work being an excuse to not get out during the weekend hike because, you know, I didn't have time in the evenings or afternoons or weekends when I filled my schedule up with various social and personal activities. And so I saw 2021 coming to a close, or sorry, 2022 coming to a close with me having, you know, done one other overnight trip and, you know, done more day hiking and been out with friends and family on a couple of trips. I've done more hiking with my dog Buddy, but it was still a little bit sporadic, and I wasn't necessarily seeing the consistent personal growth in my fitness and in my commitment that I wanted to experience. And so, staring 2023 ahead of me, I decided that it was time for me to, you know, kind of put up or shut up. Am I going to do this? Is this going to be a part of my life or not? And so we're here. I've made a commitment. I'm you know, planning to do everything I can to follow through on it. And you know, whether that's getting out as often as I can, either during the week or on weekends, with not making excuses, not letting weather be a factor for not getting out there. And you know, this is all personal growth and preparation. One of the things that I have kind of set as a bit of a goal or dream for myself is to, you know, get myself into a position where I can attempt to do an Appalachian Trail thru hike. You know, if it happens, great. If it doesn't, well, I don't want it to be because I didn't do everything I could to make it happen. Now, obviously, it's going to be, you know, not anytime soon. You know, I still got major work and financial obligations I have to take care of before I'm in a position to do anything of that sort. But, you know, that can all be worked out. But if I'm not prepared physically and mentally, then there's no point. So this challenge I've set for myself, that's one of the objectives, along with, you know, the short-term and mid-term goals along the way and the benefits that I'll reap as a result. So that's enough of me talking for now. I'm gonna get back to hiking, and you know, I'll check in again. Well, I'm nearing the end stretch of this particular loop trail back to the parking lot. I've got about maybe another half mile to go or so. Trail conditions have remained a bit sloppy throughout the day, but nothing too terribly bad. The feet have stayed mostly dry, and I'm thankful for that. Looks like this trail is going to get me about 4.5 miles in progress towards my objective, and that's good. Thinking strongly about taking a little jump over to the Homestead Trail and maybe knock that one out while I'm up here, but I'll assess my time when I get back to the car. But this is probably going to be it for this trail today. Thank you again for coming along with me. Well, hello again. Still up here at Red Top Mountain State Park. As you can tell, the weather conditions have soured a bit. A bit of rain cell coming through the area. Not too terribly bad, but definitely had to break out the rain gear. And of course, the trail conditions are going to continue to deteriorate as well. But this should pass through, so I felt like I could go ahead and extend my hike a little bit today. A bit of a compromise. I'm not going to be doing the Homestead Trail as I had mentioned I might, but instead the Sweet Gum Trail, which does have a significant amount of overlap with the Homestead Trail, but is only about 2.2 miles instead of 4.5. So I'm okay with that. You know, it's still getting in some additional mileage. I didn't just flat out say, hey, it's raining, I'm not going to do anymore. But I'm not going to push myself to the point of absurdity either. So we will tread carefully along this trail and see how we do along it. Talk to y'all later. A little bit of a view of what the trail is like now that rain's come through, along with what hit earlier. And this is actually a mild stretch. I wasn't going to get the phone out during anything extremely treacherous or sloppy, but yeah, lots of goop on the trail. And well, there's an old blowdown, but it's clear of the trail. So anyway, just a quick view of that. Well, I'm nearing the end of today's hike. Should get about 2.5 miles on this trail to add to the 4 miles I got on the Iron Hill Trail, which gives me a nice 6.5 for the day. And I'm well on my way towards the goal that I've set for myself for this year. Let's hope that I can keep up this sort of momentum in fits and spurts along the way, and not let any extensive time go between getting out on the trail. Thank you all again for coming along with me, and I'm gonna go ahead and close it out here as I take the final steps on the trail, approaching back to the tired, can't talk, to the parking lot and the trailhead. Thanks again, and we'll be seeing you. Well, hello. Out here again, taking advantage of a day in the office to head out and get a weekday trail hike in at the West Palisades Trail, which is just a short distance from my office. So yeah, we'll get out here looking to get somewhere around 4 miles in today. Past couple of days have been pretty rainy, but today is a nice clear day. So while the trail does have a bit of mud and a few sections of water running down it, for the most part it's pretty good condition. Try and keep the sun out. All right, so I know that weekday hikes are going to be more of a challenge for me on this, so trying to take advantage of every opportunity I can to get one in at a little bit more substantial trail, as opposed to just hitting the Leda Thompson one again for a loop or two. So decent amount of afternoon foot traffic out here, which is, you know, a good thing. So I'm gonna close out this opening and focus on the trail so I don't end up as an accident. Talk to y'all down the road. Little view of the trail. This is one of the narrower spots. Spur up to the parking lot for the trail, since I came in from a side spur near my office. Didn't hit the park there. I'm still waiting on my National Parks annual pass to show up. Ordered it on the 31st, so it is on the way, but didn't have it for today. And since this is one of the national parks, parking at the office, I was able to avoid the parking fee. Just a little perk. Anyway, it's getting a little treacherous, so I think we've seen enough, and I'm going to focus now. Section of the trail that runs parallel to the Chatahoochee, which, as you can see, is raining pretty aggressively after the significant rain that came through not just our area, but the whole of the country pretty much the last few days. So, lots of runoff to strengthen the river, and it is showing. Looks like there's a new fence work been done here. Nice to see that the trail is being maintained well. Lights starting to get a little lower. I'm not sure how much video I'll be able to get on this trail, so I will do what I can, but this could be my final entry for this one. I'm about halfway through the hike, but we'll see how things go from here. Anyway, just wanted to check in before I can't. Thanks again for coming along with me. If I don't talk to you again before this video ends. Well, I didn't want to leave anyone hanging. I did make it back successfully to my car at the end of that hike. Fortunately, I had the foresight to bring my headlamp along with me due to the fact that late afternoon hike could easily become an evening hike, could easily become a night hike, which it did. Trail was pretty much pitch black, walking alongside the Chatahoochee on the last loop of the trail, but I made it past all the slippery terrain back successfully, and thank you for coming along with me. We'll see you next time.